My name is Heidi Freeman. I teach children who are 5 and 6 years old. And some of the challenges that I faced with the computer science is I didn't have any previous background knowledge or training in computer science. So I wasn't sure what to expect in the course and what we might be teaching the children. Before the training, I thought it would be more technology. Like more how to use technology with the children instead of the understanding of what computer science is. So I really feel like we backed it up and started right at the beginning with them, and they loved it because we had some previous experience in the fall. This course was in the winter into the spring, and our experiences in the fall were a lot about thinking routines and thinking about what is inside of things. We had taken a lot of toys and different things apart. So once, like with the first lesson with the computers and looking at what's inside a computer, they loved that and had a lot of knowledge from their previous interactions with looking at toys. Like they knew that there would be wires inside, and they knew that there had to be some sort of brain that would kind of talk to and communicate with the toy when you press different buttons. So they had some information, which was really a nice tie-in to being able to jump right into the concepts. So my perceptions changed quite a bit because I think what happened in the course was not what I thought we would be teaching. For example, when we took apart the computer and looked inside it, then we had to they had to make their own computer. Each child had a file folder and all the parts of the computer, and they could totally, even though they weren't putting them in the exact same places as in the real computer, they understood, for example, that there was messages going across these wires. So they knew the wires had to connect to one another, the different parts of the computer to one another. So they could really show us, they liked thinking of the forgetter as Dory from the Nemo movie. So they could they seemed to really be able to understand. And when we asked them to explain to us what they had made, even if they couldn't remember every single part, they more or less knew what each part did. And they, like the fan, the brain, that sort of thing, they kind of seem to have a really good understanding of that. It's very important that children have an opportunity to be exposed to computer science, and this is a really hands-on, easy way to teach them and to engage them because there's so much hands-on information in the lessons, and they loved all the parts being robots and programming, and I think that's really important that that fun but with the knowledge is tied together, and that they're not just using technology without understanding what the technology does. So next year, I plan to use the same lessons that we did this year for the 5 and 6 year olds, and to use those lessons, I would need to go back and kind of review what we had done, what worked, what didn't work, but I would definitely go back to the resources and see what was useful, and talk with my colleagues who also taught it with me to see how we can integrate it more smoothly into our curriculum and with different units that are in our curriculum currently for reading, writing, math, science, and how that would relate to the Share to Teach, and kind of roll that out in a more integrated but effective way. Whereas this year we were using it as a timeline, as we needed to complete it every 2 weeks, but I would kind of see where those lessons would fit in more smoothly in the future.